And being that it's an audit query as well, we may start now with number 3 of the audit report, where we have concerning revelation. Of course, when you look at, for example, on complaints management, the Auditor General observed that 36% of the total complaints were investigated. That means out of 100, only 36 complaints were investigated by Uganda Human Rights Commission. And some investigations are now for more than 2 years. The Auditor General observes that yet the timeline for handling such complaints, according to the Complaint Handling Manual 2015, require that all such complaints must be investigated and completed in 8 months. But some go up to 2 years. When you look at 33, there is a question about management of the tribunal, which must be by the chairperson and at least 3 members. Particularly that out of the 1,154 cases, only 61 cases were closed, meaning the bulk of cases were never closed. I'm trying to give a recap of number 3, item 3 of the Auditor General's report. And what is even more concerning, the Auditor General made a recollection of cases, aging cases which have taken years. Mindful that we are talking about human rights cases. Ordinarily, they would be of urgent nature. When you look at 334 aging cases, it is the Auditor General identifies that 11 cases have been with the Uganda Human Rights Commission for the last 21 years. 21 years, human rights cases. Then 65 cases, 16 cases have been between 16 and 20 years. They have 65 cases which haven't been disposed of. Between 11 and 15 years, they have 487 cases which haven't been disposed of. For between 6 and 10 years, they have 524 cases. And then 0 to 5 years, 6 cases. And what is even concerning, the Auditor General observed that this kind of case backlog undermines timely access to justice, denies complainant a fair and speedy resolution of their grievances. In circumstances that available statutory evidence confirms that the chairperson of the tribunal is the chairperson of the commission, and the members are the commissioners. Now, with this kind of arrangement, where we have human rights cases staying with the commission for 21 years, I think this backlog even outcompetes the court backlog, the normal court processes, because at least for them, some cases can be on appellate level. Now, and the commission is funded for this particular work, and I believe they have not had any unutilized resources or funds. So, as we open up, accounting officer, take us through item 3 of the Auditor General's report, with giving specific reference to all these observations. You don't need to reread the observations, but taking into account these observations. And then we shall now engage the chairperson and the commissioners over these concerning anomalies. Yes, Mr. Musi?
A quick supplement, Chair, as the accounting officer comes in particular to this audit query. And many of the reasons that were coming up is because of the specialized nature of this institution and because of the mandate that UHRC is held, not only in the Constitution and in the country, that of all audit queries, before you even go anywhere, this is the core mandate of the Commission. One of your constitutional mandates, for instance, is visiting places of detention, jails, and other facilities. But if you look at 3.4, the number of inspections, and there's a table there, is dwindling. For instance, in 2024, you visited 0 military detentions. 0. In 2023, only 1. In 2022, 4. This is at a time when we are seeing increasingly the military doing policing work, doing arrests, doing detentions, and so on and so forth. So at a time when the country is increasingly seeing militarized arrests, it's at a time when the UHRC is not visiting a single detention facility. So it's concerning. And then, of course, you can go to the other issues of the cases. A tribunal should ordinarily be faster to dispose of cases than a court. Courts of judicature, even in courts of judicature, 3 years is backlog. So for a tribunal to hear a human rights violation case and the case is heard or spends 5 years, 10 years without being disposed of, is a violation in itself. Ordinarily it should be. So accounting officers will come in. It's concerning. It's very, very concerning that UHRC, at a time when we are witnessing maybe the years under review of this audit report, would have seen some of the worst attacks of our Chapter 4. So please take note that the country is concerned, and we're here concerned as representatives that UHRC, when it comes to its core business, it seems to be dwindling.
Thank you. I want to validate Honorable Musi's reference to Chapter 4. I believe it means Chapter 4 of the Constitution, not Chapter 4 an NGO. So I believe you made the what has occasioned this, if any, and then we shall proceed to other observations.
Thank you very much, Honorable Chairperson, because issues of dispensation of justice must be speedy and fair. So when you have this kind of aging of cases at the tribunal level is indeed concerning. But allow me give a brief background to why this state of affairs is as is today. I happen to have been in the commission for the last 23 years, a fairly institutional memory of what has been happening. This tribunal question has partly been affected by delays in the appointing of members of the commission who preside over the tribunals, like you have rightly stated. In 2008, when the Mrs. Kaja Commission's term ended in November, we did not get other members and the chair until May 2009. Now, when the new members come on board, by the time they are inducted and the ETC, a year is lost. And every day that passes, the backlog ages, to use the word here. Now, that is one of the challenges. And in between, in 2015, April, the term of office of the chairperson and members also expired. And there was no commission reappointed until February 2016. From April 2015 to February 2016.
Procedure.
Thank you, Chair. My apology came late, but my name is Dan Chimosho. I represent Kazo constituency. My understanding of this committee is that it's a committee of record, and everything you state to have hindered your progress, you must table when you say the commissioners were not appointed, you indicate to this committee that we actually wrote to those who are supposed to appoint, and there is the letter. When this did not happen, we did X, Y, Z, and this is the evidence. Otherwise, it would be a poem at the end of the day, and you may not resolve anything. And isn't it procedure right that he speaks and backs it with evidence of what he's narrating to us? Thank you very much, Chair.
Accounting officer, make sure that whatever you are stating has evidence. And for documents available with you, you submit them. Those not available, you indicate that you are going to deliver to the committee A, B, C, and D to justify your reference or your recollection.
Much obliged, Chair. Whatever I'm stating here are facts, and this information will be availed as you have guided. What I'm explaining.
You don't just say information, you refer to a document that contains the information.
Much obliged, Chair. So I was explaining one point that contributes to this aging backlog. The period the Commission has taken without a substantive chair by way of appointment after 2008 and after 2015. Now, come 2019, the chairperson dies, and now we had the commissioners without a chair. And in line with that call 51, there was no fully constituted commission. That took another 2 years. Now, I leave that point, Honorable Chair. The second one is financial. There has been...
maybe you are skipping the principal aspects. Let's go step by step. Case registration. The Auditor General observes that you have a human rights integrated information system. But out of 272 complaints received and registered, the regional offices only registered 80 on the human rights integrated system. Let's be clear that you even receive cases, you have established and even costed to assist you fast track these cases. The Auditor General has investigated and identified that only 80 out of 272. How will you process them if even on your system, paid by a taxpayer, you don't capture and process these cases? Give us practical justification. Is it a question of staff? Is it a question of failure by a particular officer to do his work? Is it a question of supervision? Let's be practical.
Chair, I beg your indulgence. I was proceeding as per your guidance.
No, we are still under 3. It's case management.
You know, you asked me to comment on is different from case registration.
No. I said we start with 3. Case management. It goes up to tribunal. Because if you take us like that, we shall skip the principle. Number 3 is case management. It involves all that up to the
I will request the director complaints.
Chair guidance.
Yes.
You see, Mr. Chairman, I seek for indulgence. I got 2 copies of their responses, and your area of interest now is on 3 case management.
Yes.
And the practice, the time I've been here, I have not seen where an entity comes on accountability, but he has no management response within the query, the report. Here we are, you see, we managed to accept a verbal listening of resignation, and now here we are going into the nitty-gritty of the Human Rights Commission, but there are no management responses. So I don't know where this accounting officer, look at me as you want, but I'm talking through the chair. I don't know where this management office accountant is giving us responses from. Are they oral? Why are they? Because they even have to get attachment. I have my information. I have documents I want to display to you, looking at case management, but there's no response here. So I don't know whether I'm having a wrong.
Honorable Seung, just for guidance, I'm seeing a response dated 7th July 2026. Secretariat avail members with the copy of, I hope you are using the same.
This one, Chairman, I have it.
We realize that some entities, we are using their responses as a cover-up. So we follow the Auditor General's report. They sometimes choose where to respond.
Chairman.
And avoid.
You see, Chairman, I seek for indulgence. You see, in the audit under the Auditor General, there are two processes. These people appear.
Thank you, Chair. I request that you had guided that we move systematically.
We are on number 3.
So we are using the actual Auditor General's report.
Will you respond to the
Page 20 of that particular report that you're holding.
It has been referred to you by the accounting officer.
Yes, and I would like to be guided on procedure because I can speak and speak about
the Auditor General
management.
observed you have a system where cases are registered and tracked. On page 17 of the Auditor General's report. And out of the 272 registered cases, only 80 were on the system. Presupposing that you cannot fast track cases which are not put on the system.
Thank you, Chair. We did indeed have a human rights information system that had challenges with its uptake. Some of those challenges included the lack of sufficient internet in our regional offices because these complaints are investigated at our regional offices, our 12 regional offices across the country. And we also had challenges. We didn't have, for example, scanners, sufficient scanners. That's why the accounting officer was speaking about the resource issues. So progressively, because in government planning and budgeting, you identify the concerns and then you plan. So progressively, we procured scanners and the support systems for the system. However, an analysis of the system by our information officers showed that the system needed to be upgraded. If I may add, this was a system which was developed with support by GIZ. So management took a decision for us to find other ways to improve or enhance the information management system, and efforts were made to engage NITA, Uganda, to upgrade the automation of the system, and following the approval by the Commission, this system was developed, and we believe that this new system will help us, will enhance the capacity of what was previously the HERIS system.
Procedure, Chair.
Maybe Director Nansamba, you could also guide on what is the status.
Once we are able to have all the cases in the system, then we also have a challenge with archiving the old cases. So it's an ongoing process. That's why I'm speaking futuristically.
Procedure.
Yes, procedure.
I'm really very sorry, Honorable Chair, for insisting on this issue. But I find these recommendations may amount to investigations, prosecution, and many other things, right, Honorable Chair. Now, I find it very lacking that we can reach a decision without seeing these documents. Someone is telling us NITA was approached. Really, is it very difficult to carry the NITA letter, that the letter is here? And you see, you also think backwards and say, why was it very difficult for the Auditor General to understand this letter, to understand that there was no printer later on to retain this? So isn't it procedure right, Honorable Chair, that if someone refers to a challenge, then he proves it, so that your chair is put in a position where you can make a right choice of decision to make later on when we are writing the report.
You see, Mr. Chairman, you have had workshops with. Secondly, with the powers of the chair, we are not supposed to receive documents here, but with your powers, when they come after the last exit meeting of the Auditor General, these people, you can accept to take documents for enrichment of their report. Now, whatever this lady is saying, I don't know, I saw her when she was, I forgot your name, Madam, I'm sorry. Whatever she's saying, Mr. Chairman, is not attached to your file. And as you come out with a report, you will not be having backed up information. And I don't know how we are going to proceed, whether it was deliberate, but these people know the practice. Me, I'm new in this committee. I was in the park I've been in the park for the last 10 years, but this is not the practice of Parliament. Once the Auditor General writes, you invite them, they must come back with the Auditor General's observation, recommendations, because this man says, recommendation, this is the Auditor General. He says, I advise the accounting officer to task track the review process by the system unit and ensure a timely response. Me, I would be asking, what have you done now? Then the evidence will be attached on this file. But Human Rights Commission, you are in your own world.
Did not occur in that time. Many times investigations spill over beyond the 8 months recommended under the complaints handling manual. And as the accounting officer has stated, this is due to various issues and challenges, including our human resource capacity. We have one investigator at each regional office to handle all the cases of investigation. Each regional office has one motor vehicle. Many times that vehicle is out doing other work because we have other mandate areas. So priority is given to many times to the agent as opposed to, and so that is what leads to a delay that spills over in order for us to have the backlog that we're talking about cases that are older than 2 years and above. We when I took on as Director Legal, we were guided that because of the caseload at Tribunal, focus should be given on handling the cases that are ready for hearing in comparison, so that both processes are moving together. So yes, this is the capacity we had in this financial year to be able to conclude the investigations with the resources that we had.
I'll engage it at once. Let's go on status of complaints management at tribunal level. Let's go. We are still on 3. We're going to discuss it. Yeah. Now we are going to 3, and it ends at 3-4. Accounting officer, who is handling 3, status of complaints at
the direct operations of the Director Complaints Investigations and Legal Services.
Yes, Director.
Thank you, Chair. When we move to complaints management at tribunal level, the finding of the Auditor General was that there was a 7.7% reduction in clearance rates during the under review, and the Commission continues to grapple with a huge backlog. There were several interventions administratively that were taken to address this, including seeking additional funding from Government of Uganda to be able to increase the number of sittings of tribunal sessions that we are able to undertake. Previously, a lot of the support towards tribunals was being managed under the Justice, Law and Order sector budget, the Governance and Security Program budget, and that funding was sporadic in nature. However, progressively we are now, since that financial year, 24-25, 25-26, there is a dedicated budgeting process within Government of Uganda budget to enable consistent tribunal sittings to happen. And as a result, we are able to have at least one tribunal session per month, at least have 12 tribunal sessions per year. And we are also raising awareness on mediation and alternative dispute resolution. This is one of the areas of capacity building that we have budgeted for staff to be able to be equipped in mediation, so that we are able to handle some of these matters before they have to reach a full tribunal sitting.
Honorable Sewungu, allow her to conclude. Let's conclude on this and we'll discuss it at once. Yeah, you are going to see.
There's something I'm seeing.
No, she's still on the floor.
Mr. Chairman, take interest in this. Really, we cannot open.
Honorable Sewungu, let's have
the lady is reading from somewhere.
When I asked which document you wanted me to refer to,
continue.
Speaking. Thank you, Chair.
Continue. No, you can guide silently. You proceed.
I'm using the chair's page.
Yeah.
I'm using the chair's page.
Director, continue and conclude.
Chair, on the issue of the tribunal sessions and sittings, I had concluded my submission. I wanted to
on aging of cases.
To speak on aging of cases. Again, like the accounting officer had alluded to, there's a history to the challenge of aging of cases. And at page 11 of our response, page 11 of 14, the guidance of the Auditor General was that the case management process should be strengthened to ensure clearance of long outstanding cases. And as we have indicated, efforts have progressively been made over the past financial year to see that the complaints management system is strengthened to enable us to be able to have all that information.
Now, the Auditor General on page 21 states that partly it is due to absence of a chairperson. You didn't have a chairperson in 2024, 2025?
No, the absence of the chairperson, as the accounting officer was saying, created a lot of backlog. I think it was there was about 1.5 years.
The question is 2024, 2025. There was no chairperson?
The chairperson was there, and so progressively backlog has been being handled since the commission was fully constituted, with a first in, first out approach, and that's why the most recent cases, actually, all of the cases are pending hearing. From at page 21, you'll see that 0 to 5 years cases, all of them are pending. That is the turnover time that we actually have the capacity for right now. That's why the interventions in complaints management are very important.
Are you contented that you have cases as for 21 years still under investigation?
And maybe to add,
Chair, these ones that are at 21 years and above are pending hearing before the tribunal. They are not at investigation.
Director Samba, you could also help when you say progressively the backlog has been handled. You could help by speaking facts as to how many cases have been concluded since the commission being fully constituted. To say that since with the getting of the chairperson, we've since concluded this number of cases. It would help with facts.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Vice Chair. The current case, the caseload that we had at tribunal level, as at 1st January 2023, was 1,520 cases. In 2023, 109 cases were awarded and dismissed, and all these are times when the commission was fully constituted and sitting as a full tribunal.
How many were these?
2023, 109 were awarded and dismissed. 2024, 210. 2025, 547. And 2026, 428. So our current caseload at tribunal as of 30th June 2026 is 642 cases. And Chair and members, I have a copy of this that I would like to tender in before the committee.
Please pass it through your accounting officer and tender in. Who is addressing 3-4? Then I open up. Inspection of places of detention. Accounting officer.
Honorable Chair, Director Nansamba also doubles